Public school or private school? What is the first thing came to your mind? Of course, I'm just joking. There's no quick straight answer like that. This is such an important and complicated decision to make for the entire family. I know there are so many moms arguing, struggling on internet, evaluating different factors. There's so many things to think about. Logistics, finance, college preparation. But through all the whole decision-making process, there's one thing we tend to overlook. That is, how does your kid actually think and feel about that? And this is actually the most important thing, because for all the moms, ultimately, we only carry the best interest of our kid in our heart. And today, I'm lucky enough to invite my 10-year-old daughter Zoey to be on our channel, and she will share everything that a 10-year-old girl can share about this topic. Hello everyone, I'm your friend Erica Yu. Welcome to Off Script. This is Zoey, my daughter, and I'm so excited to have her as the very first guest to my channel. Welcome, Zoey.
Hi everyone.
Okay, let me just set the stage a little bit. Zoey's experience is quite unusual. She actually spent 2 years at elementary school in China, a very strict one, and then spent another 2 years at a top private school in the United States. And then she just finished another year recently at a public school in our neighborhood. That's quite some experience, Zoey. So if you can only pick one, which one of these 3 schools is your favorite?
I would pick the public school since it's kind of more open to people. But for the other 2 schools, they each have their good and their bads. They're like really close together.
Really close together.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to choose.
Wow. I'm kind of relieved when you say your favorite one is your current school, because I wasn't really sure if I made the right decision for you when we transfer you to this school. So far, it's good?
Yeah, it's good.
What's your favorite part about your current school?
Well, my favorite part is that there's like different cultures in the school, because once you're in the other schools, because in China they're all Chinese, so we have all the same country cultural. And in the private school, it's kind of weird because most of the people in private school, like their parents teach them the same thing, so we kind of think of the same thing. But in public school, it's more open to everyone else.
Wow. And what is it like when you meet different people?
Well, I first learn their culture, and it helps me learn about people more.
Okay. Are you ready? Let's play a game.
Sure.
Are you ready? Okay. So we have some blank paper here. Okay, the game is like this. So let's think about you and I. We're designing the best school in the whole universe. And there's no limit. Okay, the best school ever. And what are the top 3 things that this school must have in your mind? Let's both write it down on the paper and we'll compare our answers later.
Can I add an extra one?
Yeah. Okay, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see your answers first. What have you got?
So I have, first of all, kind people. I don't want anyone bullying me. It's not fun.
Of course.
And second of all, I have different culture because I like to learn from people. And third of all, I have super safe. I don't want bad guys coming in. I want us to have some drills to practice. And the last one I wanted to add an extra. It says all subjects the same time. We have the same time limit. I don't want to be like in math class, it's so short and somehow I like it so much. And then when we go to ELA, which I don't like as much, is way longer.
Okay, so you want to set your own time for each subject.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Let's go through your list one by one. So first one, you mean kind people. You mean teachers and classmates?
Yeah, I want them to feel like you belong there.
Tell me more about belong. What do they do to make you feel that you belong?
So they can spread kindness and be kind to everyone else. And you should try to make friends with a new kid. That's how I felt welcomed when I went to the new schools.
You mean your current school?
Yeah, and the other ones when I was new.
Okay. And different culture, we talked a little bit about that. And safe, of course, I can totally understand. And all subjects the same time. If you are the principal and you get to design the lengths of different class, how would you design them?
For math, I would just say until everybody understands.
Mhm.
So like there's no exact time limit.
Mhm.
Social studies, I like to work on it as like a project. So it's fun. So maybe like we complete a project today, short ones. And then for ELA, we can read a book or a short passage, and then we can answer a few questions.
That's a great way to learn. And do you want to see my answers? Yeah, and let's switch roles. You can ask me any questions about my answers, and you tell me if you think that makes sense.
Okay, first let's share it to them.
Yeah, the first one is college preparation. Yeah, I want to see if, of course, this is for middle school, if they have a good program, have good counselors that can help you better prepare for college application. How important do you think that is to you?
I mean, preparing for college would be really important, but like I don't want to be too over prepared. And like, the day I get there, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. How important is college to you? Do you think about it at all?
No.
Okay. Oh, that's a big surprise. And second one is discipline. A good school, the teachers or the principals should be like a bit strict. It's not like too strict, but at least they set some principles, clear principles for students to follow. I think that set the ground rules and help people behave in a certain way. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's good. I don't want the kids to be scared. I don't want the kids in that school to be scared of the principal.
Did you ever compare your current school with your previous schools in terms of discipline?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
They're about the same?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. And last one, of course, I think good teachers are very important.
Yeah.
Last one is good teachers. I think teachers should be like very capable, knowledgeable in certain field. Yeah.
Yeah. I think teachers, they should be kind and they could help you every time.
Mm-hmm.
And like if they notice something, they would tell you to go back to you later instead of just waiting for you.
Wow. Since we're talking about teachers, can you tell me more about how a teacher's teaching differently at different school?
Well, private school, I would say the math might be a bit more advanced. And like in China, all of the classes are really ahead.
Yeah,
and like really strict.
Yeah.
And like
it makes you feel good when you first came to America, right?
Yeah.
You have already learned everything.
It's a bit easier.
It's easy, yeah.
And then this school right now, it's actually really good too. Since for math, the teacher teaches different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
what do you mean by different ways?
So they first teach by themselves, show you different ways, and then they each of us, all of us, has like a whiteboard we can write down and interact with games. And once they're done explaining, they might ask us a question to answer to, and then one of us they would pick on, and then we would bring our boards up to show them how we did it, and then so people can also learn from us. And also in public school they have Sage.
Yeah, let me explain a little bit here in case someone else watching do not understand what Sage is. Sage is our local gifted program. So they pull some students out of their classes and teach their the math curriculum a little bit advanced. Okay. Yeah, tell me more about this Sage. How is it serving you?
So Sage, you go there, at least for math, you go there twice a week. And for us, one day is math. And for the second day, we usually do STEAM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math.
Yeah.
So right now for STEAM, we have a project of like making a carnival game. And after which is pretty exciting because we get to kind of invent our own. And like we have a budget of $20. And we have to make that carnival game out of $20. And it has to relate to math. So there's like geometry, how long, what's the width, what's the length, and like how many centimeters are there, how big do you want things inside to be. And we can also combine 2 carnival games together to make another one.
That sounds really fun. And I can see that you did enjoy this class. And besides the design of curriculum, I'm also curious about how the teachers teach you.
In China, I feel like it was just a teacher teaching.
Teacher teaching.
Yeah, and in private school, they had teacher teaching, but like mostly asking the students how we do this. So that the students can, like, is taking over kind of. And for public school now, I think I shared a little bit. The teacher would teach first with different ways, and then the students would come up. So we all had like the activity we wrote on our whiteboards, and we don't erase them. The teacher picks a person up, and we get to share how we did it with all the class.
Okay. It kind of makes sense, because at private school, most of your classmates have learned or they are at a very advanced level in terms of math or ELA. The teachers will encourage students to learn from each other, right? And at public school, because people's with different progress, they need to adopt a mixed approach. Is that what makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in which school do you think it's easier for you to make friends?
Well, this is kind of a tough one because, like I said again, I'm more of an out person.
Yeah.
So, like, I make friends all the same ways. I make run you to somewhere. I like make a friend by the end of the day. So, like, it's really the same to me.
I'm so jealous. That's a gift.
It's kind of hard to pick.
Yeah. Is there anything you brought from private school and the manners and habits you brought from private school that benefit you with your life now at the public school?
I would say maybe their manners, like the wording.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that would have helped.
That would have helped. Makes sense. How do you feel like your classmates or friends handle conflicts differently at two schools?
Well, it's actually there's not much of a difference because private school and public school, they're kind of the same because the people are technically the same thing, except just inside some people are more like touchy, they're like more sensitive, while some people just, I don't even care about this, it's fine with me, whatever. So it's actually the same thing, just because there's just different types of people everywhere.
So it doesn't really make a difference to your point. Yeah, either private or public school, you are hanging out with people, and people are different, and it doesn't really make a big difference just for your like social interaction daily. Let's talk a little bit about the extracurriculum classes. So you just mentioned that there are some classes you like more than others. What are those classes you enjoyed?
Well, I like extracurriculars because they're like, pretty fun.
Besides fun, what else? Why are extracurriculum activities important to you?
Well, they're important to me because they're, except for recess and lunch, they're kind of like a break for me from class. And you get to figure out more things. They kind of help you because math, I know like those stuff that I just talked about, they're like all the most important stuff in your life. You need to learn about those. But like on the side, if you're thinking about music, music helps you learn the basic music notes. So like maybe someday, I don't know, maybe those facts help you become a musician. And library, you can check out whatever books you want. So in a school library, it's easier to check out this stuff. But on a public library, it takes forever to get a book.
Yeah, you don't say.
And also for PE, so some people might say gym. So you get to work out, you kind of get to like move around. You also get to learn different. For our school, we get different units about different type of sports. Maybe one day when you watch sports, you're like, hey, I know that. I learned that from PE. Or maybe you're playing that sport and you learn some of that moves from PE.
Yeah.
And but from I will feel like private school, there must have been more.
There are more options. Yeah. How do you think is the impact of this difference in extracurriculum to you?
Well, there's not much of an impact, except maybe in private school you get to learn more. And also in private school, I feel like the lessons, those extracurricular lessons, they're like longer than public school.
I have one more question. This is kind of a deep question. At private school and at public school, which school do you think sees the real Zoey?
I feel like maybe at public school the most, because at public school I guess you get to be more free to be yourself. Because and private school, you have to do lots of stuff, lots of classes.
Now it's time to play our second game. Are you ready? This one is fun. So I'm going to ask you a question, very quick. You just tell me the first thing come to your mind. More homework or less?
Less.
Of course. Why am I not surprised? Okay. Strict teacher or funny teacher?
Funny teacher.
Funny teacher, of course. Tiny class or big class?
Tiny class.
Wow, that's kind of unexpected. Why tiny class? What's good about tiny?
Well, tiny class, there's less people, so you have more stuff.
Oh, so less people, you get more opportunity to learn each other, learn more about each other. School uniform or free dress?
Free dress.
Free dress, definitely. Do you know now is the offer season? People are applying to different middle schools and they are receiving offers right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of offer season right now. And I think many parents, they are now struggling with their decisions. Where do they want to send their children? So as a child, can you share if their parents should ask their children one question before making this very important decision for their whole family? What is one thing or one question do you think they should ask their child?
Maybe they should ask their child, like, do you really feel like you want to stay in the school? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want your parents to just like make all of the decisions for you. They make all the decisions like, you're staying at the school. I don't care. Just learn here. Mm-hmm. It's the best for the family. Mm-hmm. It's the best for your grades. Mm-hmm. But the parents like that, maybe like they don't think about you. They don't think about your feelings. Mm-hmm. Maybe they haven't learned that maybe if you come to the school, you're actually not learning because it's bothering you so much.
Mm-hmm. Do you think like children are capable of making their own choices where to go to school?
Well, like not fully capable, but like I don't want the parents to completely take over. Maybe like give us some choices. Maybe we should see what's inside that school. Mm-hmm. Like how big is it? Am I comfortable with this class? Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe those classes. And then like the parents can like, they can sum up and like maybe like choose the class that you think your child will belong in the best.
Yeah, that is such a powerful insight. Thank you, Zoe. You did it. We nailed it. Yay. Thank you everyone so much. I think Zoe definitely shared a lot of insights, a lot of things that I didn't really expect before recording this episode, and I hope you find that helpful too. Well, that was an interesting discussion, isn't it? Well, now I'm still holding these two pieces of paper we used to design our ideal schools, and I just realized how different they look. Like for kids, all they're asking are things so simple, like kind people, different culture, safe school, and a little bit extra time for their favorite subjects. Well, for moms, it could be really complicated. We look through the school ratings, school rankings. If they have qualified faculty, where do the graduates go to? Well, there's no right or wrong answers. I mean, school choice is a very complicated, very important decision for the entire family. And just like Zoe said, the children may not be capable enough to make such a decision by themselves yet, but they're definitely important stakeholders or partners in this decision-making process. It's so important to ask them, how do you feel about your school life? If you're right now in this process of making a decision of school, please ask your children this week, how are you feeling with your school life? And what is one thing different you would like to change about your school? I'm so curious about the answers. Please share your answer in the comment. And don't forget to subscribe. We have more interesting topics coming. I'm Erica. This is Off Script. We'll see you next time.